Association uploaded their like what would this be called? Maybe like a
It
town,
says
not
a
a
learning hub.
learning hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the National Conference of State legislatures or legislators. I don't know, something like that. It's where it's like it's like where all the meeting of the minds go, all the representatives, all the legislators.
And they do it like a once a year thing.
It's actually, I think it's multiple times a year, but it's different
Okay.
places.
We need to have them boys in Tennessee, boy.
Uh huh. So I know that Laura went to this. I think Heidi went too. I'm pretty
Yeah, I think
sure.
she did. I think this is the thing in Chicago, right? Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yep. I think like last year, it was in Boston.
That's cool. That's kind of cool they have it in different places also.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure if it's like multiple times a year, a couple times a year, or one time a year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that's in different places. So we're gonna show this. Yes, we are.
All
Stop
right.
synthetics in your state. Mm-hmm.
Get them out. Gotta go. All
7-0
right.
gotta go.
Man, you know it does gotta go. Okay, I was just getting my name off of there.
It
All
might
right,
be.
let's
I was kind of skimming through it. It might be a little bit hard to hear. Do you have your volume all the way up?
yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. I maybe suggest put on some headphones or something.
Oh man. You know, we need to get them like or they need to get some like, those little mics, just the little
Yeah.
wireless ones.
Yeah.
But who knows? You might even have technical issues with that. I know I would if I bought
I know, huh?
them. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Damn it.
My name is Matt Caddo. I'm the Senior Fellow on Public Policy with the American Kratom Association. In addition to this event, for those physically here, we had also promised that we are videoing this, which we are, and it will be available for distribution in your home states. Kratom is a product that is used responsibly and safely by more than 24 million Americans, and today there are 21 states who have enacted various forms of what we call our model legislation, the Kratom Consumer Protection Act. We know that because of the introduction of 7-OH and pseudodoxil and MGM 15 and 16 products, these are synthetic products. They have tainted the name of Kratom because they are calling themselves Kratom on the marketplace. And we know that that creates significant problems for public policymakers and each of you in your states. So we're hopeful that at the conclusion of this Learning Hub, you'll have a better perspective on Kratom, how it's being used, and why so many Americans are finding it to be a safe product for them to use. On our panel today, I first want to introduce Representative Brian Patrick Kennedy. Interestingly, Rhode Island was one of the states where Brian is the Speaker Pro Tem of that legislative body, was one of the first states in the country to ban Kratom at the request of the Food and Drug Administration back in 2015, in the 14 to 16 and 17 era. And Rhode Island was the first state to change that policy, rescind the ban, and enact a Kratom Consumer Protection Act, due in large measure by the tremendous efforts of Representative Kennedy. So I'm going to have him come and make some remarks to you, kind of explain how he did that and why you should be doing it if you're in a state that bans it, or why you should regulate Kratom the way Rhode Island has done in the appropriate way for managing Kratom products in your state to assure that consumers have access to safe products, properly labeled, properly formulated, and age restricted. So Representative Kennedy, the floor is you. Thank you.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. And as Max said, in the case of Rhode Island, as of this April, it became legal to purchase Kratom in the state of Rhode Island. Our health department came up with the necessary registration process in order to get those who want to sell Kratom products that have the proper labeling in place to be able to move forward and bring those products to the marketplace. When we passed our legislation, the most important thing we did was we did not include 7-OH products. And that is very, very important in this because most of these 7-OH products are synthesized products. They're not from natural kratom, and the result is a product that can be very dangerous to individuals who happen to be utilizing those particular products. It took us a very long time to overturn the ban in the state of Rhode Island. And in the year that we finally got the legislation through, we worked very closely with the governor's office, our Rhode Island Department of Health, to the point that the Department of Health actually drafted the piece of legislation. And that's what I think is unique in this entire process, is in most cases, health departments don't want to be involved, but our governor's office, working in conjunction with the legislature, actually got them involved, and the result is the legislation, the Rhode Island Kratom Act that we have today. As of right now, companies are starting to register and bring in their product to the consumers in the state of Rhode Island. We're excited about this because of the fact we are the first state that was able to overturn such a ban. And so I would encourage, if your state, one of the things we're happening to see now is there are counties that are looking to ban kratom. There are individual towns and cities that are looking to ban kratom. You really have, when you have a piecemeal type of situation like that, it's not a good thing. You really want to have things done at the state level so that you don't have people having to drive a distance in the same state in order to be able to purchase the kratom product. So we'd encourage you to try to make sure that it stays a statewide process for all. With that said, we have a couple of special guests this afternoon, and I'm going to introduce them and then call them up one by one so that they can give you a little bit of a personal side, a personal story in each case. The first person I'm going to call up is Kimberly Fletcher. She's the founder and president of Moms for America. She's an author, a columnist, a radio host with more than 20 years of grassroots leadership. Kimberly has also built Moms for America into a nationwide network and has been featured on Fox News, Newsmax, The Blaze, and many more sites. Also, this afternoon we're going to hear from Chase Chrisley. He's an entrepreneur, a public figure, and a kratom policy advocate. Chase is known from USA's Chrisley's Knows Best. Chase also now uses his national platform to help legislators distinguish natural kratom from synthetic 7-OH products, and he champions science-driven consumer protections. So I want to welcome them both today. I think they're going to have some interesting conversations with us, and I'd like to start off with bringing Kimberly up to speak and tell us a little bit more about her advocacy. Welcome, Kimberly.
So I do a lot of advocacy, issues that matter to me. I tend to feel that there are issues that matter to most moms. And one of the things that has been a big issue for me is fentanyl and how it has just completely overtaken our kids and the way that they're just, how accessible it is to them. And the last several years, we've really been fighting that, and we've been very successful. We also got involved in the opioid fight about 10 years ago, and we were very successful in making changes in that arena as well. So when a friend of mine approached me and said, hey, I have some friends that want to talk to you about this thing called Kratom. I'm like, I don't know what it is, and I don't care. I have enough things I'm fighting against. And he's like, just listen to them. Just listen to what they have to say. And what I thought was going to be a 15-minute in and out and appeasing my friend turned into over an hour conversation, and I was just flooding them with questions. And I realized this falls right within our fights against fentanyl and opioids. And the fact that it's so accessible to our children, even more accessible than the fentanyl and the opioids that we were fighting against. The thing is, this is in convenience stores everywhere, and it is being specifically marketed on the 7-OH synthetic side to children. And when they explained to me the difference between Kratom and 7-OH, I mean, when they first explained to me with Kratom, I was like, okay, Kratom, that's great. What does that have to do with me? And then they started to talk about the synthetics. And I was like, wait a minute. So you have this natural product, this natural leaf that grows from the ground that has been out there for centuries and has been a trusted product. And so 5 years ago, a group of people who probably are in the fentanyl and the opioid business came up with a new idea of how they could make a lot of money. And so they took a name of a trusted product and they slapped it on a deceptive product that is clinically manufactured in a building, in a lab, and has nothing to do with nature. And then they decide their best market is kids. Don't mess with this, mama. They're marketing this to kids, and not just marketing, they are heavily marketing this to kids as suckers, as candy, as gummies. If you look at these labels, it's Smurf this and Happy this, and they have it right there by the checkout counter when the kids are going up there, and you just walk in and you're basically getting something that is more powerful than heroin. Why in the heck would we make that so easily accessible to our children? So when I got in touch with a group that is involved in 7-OH and synthetics, and they wanted to offer Moms for America an enormous amount of money to push protecting their product. And we're not for sale. You can definitely pay for our time, and we appreciate it, but we will not be bought. And when I talked to them, I had already been too briefed and done my own research too deeply on Kratom for them to hoodwink me. And they tried to sell the fact that it's a natural synthetic. And I'm like, I'm sorry, that is an oxymoron. You can't have a natural synthetic. And they sit there and they try to explain to you how they do this and do that, and then suddenly it's natural. It's not natural. And the thing that frustrates me is that not only do moms, for the large part, do not even know that Kratom exists and that 7-OH is attacking their kids. I am on a mission to make sure that they know that, but even more so, I'm on a mission to make sure that legislators know. This is two different things, because I want to protect Kratom for a lot of reasons. My husband is a veteran. He was an officer in the United States Air Force. He has chronic pain in his feet all the time. He will not take medication. He takes aspirin when he absolutely has to. And I told him about Kratom. And he said, this is something that could really help veterans. And that's when I really started to think about all of our veteran friends, his dad, and those after they've served for a long time. And especially when you've been in battle and you've been out on the front lines, you're in all kinds of situations where you're going to have pain. And as you get older, those of us who are getting there start to realize things that you did 20 and 30 years ago are starting to catch up with you now. And so we're talking about veterans, elderly, people that, when I found out about this part, people who are suffering from addictions. One of my big frustrations, and I didn't know what to do about it until natural Kratom came into my life, and that is all of these people that are suffering from various addictions, and including opioids. My sister was addicted to opioids for several years because she had a tonsillectomy at 34, and they gave her Vicodin, and after 3 doses, she was on it. And it took her years to be able to get off of it. They sent her to a methadone clinic to try and help her. And that's when I really got upset, because then I realized you're basically treating an opioid with an opioid. That's what methadone is. Natural Kratom is not. It's like the lifesaver for people who are suffering from addictions. People like my sister, people who are suffering from chronic pain, like my husband. And I'm getting there, believe me. I've taken Kratom. Somebody asked me, if your child was addicted and struggling with some kind of abuse, would you give them Kratom? So my answer is, would I give a child Kratom? No, it's for adults. But if my child was suffering from some kind of addiction, you bet your patootie I'm going to give them something that's going to help them, that's not going to cause the situation to become worse. So Kratom, natural Kratom, is a godsend. And I didn't even know it existed. And we've done videos about it and shared information about it. And now moms are like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is wonderful. And then we have to tell them about the 7-OH, and they're like, we have to stop this. So we have several moms that we've worked with who have had children who have died from opioids or from fentanyl. And when I found out about this, I reached out to them, and they said, we have got to get together, and we've got to create an army of moms who are fighting against this synthetic. This is a lie, a deceptive product. They're putting a trusted name on a killer. And it is available as so conveniently available to our children. And when I was talking to the 7-OH people, they said, listen, can we come to common ground? And I thought, okay, maybe there's common ground or we can somehow work together. But the bottom line was, they said, we want to get this off the shelves and out of kids' hands too. And I was like, that's great. Okay, there, we can have common ground there. And then I'm like, wait a second, you're the only ones marketing to kids. If you want to get it off the market, get it off the market. If you want to stop marketing to kids, stop marketing to kids, because you're the ones who are doing it. Natural Kratom does not market to kids. That's not their purpose. It has a legitimate purpose that is being fulfilled, and they don't need to go after kids to raise their market level. Well, that's what the 7-OH and synthetic products are doing, and that's why I am on a mission to stop it. And I'm asking all of the legislators to please understand the difference. I have a great video that I can share with you to show you the difference you can see, but I cannot be in a position where I'm not saying anything when I know there's something so dangerous that's out there affecting our kids. And I know that legislators have the power to get the bad stuff off the shelves and allow the good product that's been very successfully helping people for centuries stay on the market and available to those who need it. Again, Natural Kratom does not market to kids. Synthetics do. Please do not put them in the same category. When you're making your legislative decisions, understand that they are absolutely different. And no matter what anybody else tells you, no one has died from Kratom. They die from 7-OH synthetics. Please know the difference. Thank you.
I freaking love this woman.
Yeah, I like it when she said
Thank you very much,
too.
Kimberly. And now I'd like to introduce Chase Chrisley. Chase and I were having a little bit of a conversation, and he has been directly impacted by some of the issues associated with 7-OH, in the fact that at least 7 of his very good friends have passed away, which makes it very, very difficult. So I want you to welcome, with a warm welcome, Chase Chrisley.
How are you guys doing? The main reason I got involved in advocating for natural kratom was because I've worked in the entertainment industry for the last 15 years. I've seen countless friends lose their lives to drugs, also get sober by using natural kratom. Then these companies come in and they synthesize these products, and it's basically making gas station heroin. 7-OH is 15 times more potent than morphine. MGM-15 is over 50 times more potent than morphine. And MGM-16 is over 240 times more potent than morphine. And you can get this in a gas station, a smoke shop, on the corner. And at this point, quite frankly, I'm tired of carrying my friends' caskets. So not only is this product being represented as kratom, it's not kratom, there's nothing similar, but they're allowed to label it as kratom and give away free samples. One of my best friends was given a free sample of 7-OH that took his life, and he was 4 years clean by using natural kratom, and was lied to. So for the people in here that can make a difference, like there's lives that can be saved. Like there's people that can be helped, not to mention the veterans, the PTSD, the chronic pain that natural kratom cures. People get to live a normal life. And I just think that we've got to a point in this country and in this world that money has become more important and more valuable than people's lives. And it's truly disgusting, and it's affecting our youth. It's affected me personally, but it's affecting kids from the ages of 12 to 16 years old that don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're getting, don't know how much it is in whatever pill they're getting, and they're dying. So I know I'm coming off a little more serious, but I'm just tired of losing my friends, and this should be an easy fix. You ban the synthetics and you leave the natural. Natural helps, synthetic kills. It's pretty simple. So that's what I got.
You could totally tell he was nervous.
Oh yeah.
And one thing I would say when Chase and I were talking about this is when you have proper labeling, when you have age restrictions, in most of the states it's now 21, and then you have to understand kratom is a natural product. 7-OH is a synthesized product. If there's going to be a ban, 7-OH is the product that you want to ban. Do not ban kratom, which is the natural product which so many people are using to be able to get over the pain issues and other problems that they're experiencing in daily life. Mac?
Thank you, Representative Kennedy. Just one closing point that I would like to make that you will hear in your legislative sessions, and that is that you will find people that come forward, family members who say that they lost a family member to kratom. But what they lost that family member to are these synthetic products that were labeled as kratom, that the consumer believed was kratom, and that the medical examiners and the coroners will mislabel as kratom because they rely so heavily upon the family reports about the products that they were consuming. We believe at the American Kratom Association that science should dictate policy decisions in this area. And you can look to the FDA and the National Institutes on Drug Abuse, and you will find that they report that kratom deaths are rare, but when they do occur, it is because of the adulterated kratom products, meaning the synthetic products, and polydrug use. It is not a surprise that some people might be trying to get off of a dangerous opioid using kratom, and they lose themselves in that journey, and when they die, a tox screen might show the presence of metrogenine, the principal alkaloid in kratom. That simply means that that person lost their life trying to fix themselves if it wasn't a synthetic product, and it was not kratom. And we know that because the science shows that there is no known level of kratom that could cause any kind of a death or an overdose liability. We invite you to go to our AmericanKratom.org website to find more information, KratomAnswers.org, and we are available to talk to any legislator anytime about these issues to provide more information. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our guests for participating with us, and we appreciate your time in joining us here at NCSL. Thank you very much.
That's some pretty jamming music.
Heck yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna play
The video from Kimberly Fletcher.
this one's
Is it?
got a lot of. I think it's that one.
Which one is it?
I'm pretty sure it's this one
Okay.
because this is the one where Mac talks first. You bet your patootie.
Patootie.
I love that, dude. That's almost as good as you. Oh, what's the gravy thing Claudia says?
For the love of
For
gravy.
the love of Grady, you better bet your patootie.
Hi, I'm Mac Haddo with the American Kratom Association. High-potency, chemically manipulated 7-OH pills are not natural kratom. Learn more from my friend Kimberly.
Here's the issue. These substances are made in labs and can be slightly modified to work around regulations. Just as we learn about one, another one takes its place. That's the loophole we need to close. This isn't one substance. It's a revolving door of unregulated compounds. And if we don't act now, if we don't push for real solutions, we'll keep falling behind. And our children will continue to be at risk from the next gas station opioid.
Or that's one of them.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Mac
Might as well
Haddo.
just play the other one too. We got a couple more minutes till we gotta go.
Hi,
to.
I'm Mac Haddo with the American Kratom Association. High-potency, chemically manipulated 7-OH pills are not natural kratom. Learn more from my friend Kimberly.
Synthetic 7-OH came on the market around 2021. Because it was a new product, it used the trusted name of something that's been around for centuries, kratom. Even though some products didn't even have any kratom or weren't clearly labeled at all. What's worse is synthetic products are sold as gummies, candy, or snacks, making them easy for a child to mistake for something safe. Synthetic 7-OH and natural kratom are different in where they come from, what they're made of, and how they affect the body.
Hi, I'm Mac Haddo with the American Kratom Association. High-potency, chemically manipulated 7-OH pills are not natural kratom. Learn more from my friend Kimberly.
Synthetic 7-OH products are highly addictive and extremely potent. In some cases, over 200 times more potent than morphine. You could never reach a fraction of that potency with a natural kratom leaf product. And that matters, especially when you're thinking about your children or grandchildren, because 7-OH is linked to addiction, slow breathing, and overdose, and is often sold as gummies, candy, and drinks, exactly the kind of thing that would catch a child's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Mac Haddo with the American Kratom Association. High-potency, chemically manipulated 7-OH pills are not natural kratom. Learn more from my friend Kimberly.
Synthetic 7-OH and natural kratom are different in where they come from, what they're made of, and how they affect the body. Mothers just can't get confused about this. Put them side by side on a shelf, and they might as well be apple juice and antifreeze. If someone picks the wrong product, your child, someone in your family, they could become addicted after just one use.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Mac Haddo with the American Kratom
Sorry.
Association. Misty asked what happened in North Dakota.
Misty.
Big disappointment.
Okay, that's it.
Misty!
Yeah, I know people on X are like, what's the correlation between antifreeze? And it's like, dude, it's saying like one of them's poison and one of them's not. I mean,
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's pretty
it's
much
not
what
like
it
no
is.
correlation other than that.
I would say that kratom is the non-alcoholic beer, and 7-OH is the moonshine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can't stay for just as I wanted to answer some of these questions, but because I know we usually do on the like Saturday lives, but let's just say 7-OH came out on the market technically not in a legal way whatsoever. Like it was not, there was no new dietary information filled out. So it's been sitting around on shelves just, sucking around on Kratom's name.
Yeah.
So technically, it's just been in a gray area. So it's not legal right now. So they're trying to make it illegal. And even as far as like the deaths and stuff like that, yes, we don't have proof because they're not testing for 7OH. But secondly, a lot of times I'm not even talking about the deaths. I'm talking about people losing their livelihoods and
Yeah.
their jobs and all that shit. And then it gets attributed to Kratom.
Families are breaking up. It's insane the amount of money they're spending.
Yeah. And these are people, some of them haven't never even been addicted to anything.
Nope. Not even some of the chronic pain patients that have reached
Yeah.
out to me. They
So,
were
I
never
mean,
addicted to their opioids, but now they can't get off of freaking 7OH.
I
And
just
for
hate it.
them, and for them to have, they come to me because they can't, they're too ashamed to admit to their family members,
Yeah.
and
Because
it's like,
they've never been an addict.
no.
I mean, and as a chronic pain patient, like I can't imagine having to deal with that on top of all my problems I already have.
Mm-hmm.
That's just awful. It's just
But
awful.
yeah, so we're just waiting any day now for that DEA announcement to come out for 7OH, MGM15, MGM16, metragenine pseudodoxil, tianeptine, and SR17.
Hopefully
We're
it
waiting.
will come sooner than later.
Yeah.
But we're going to go. We have a hearing to attend, but I hope everybody has a good rest of your evening. We just wanted to share that with y'all today.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Advocacy in action.